And we're back. First video back from the Christmas break, and it was a much needed break. It's when you record in 5 videos a week every week and you get a couple weeks off, it's nice. So thank you guys for your patience while we've been gone over the break, and we still launched a bunch of videos and still made sure you guys had what you needed to get you through the holidays. Because I don't think we've missed a week of posting in 5 years. And it's a lot. So huge shout out to the Anvil crew. You know, it's not just me, like my part's honestly a lot easier than the editing side of things, all the stuff the managers do, all the employees. And so a lot of the success of last year is directly due to the Anvil crew. So huge shout out to the crew. It's literally a dream come true. You know, last year was a crazy year. We gave away $250,000 of footwear that all the brands donated. We launched a ton of collaborations, and I'm gonna do a video that's kind of like a 2025 end of year recap just to kind of go through everything, because it was a crazy year. 2025 was a very pivotal year for me personally, for the business, and it really was the year that we transitioned from the small growing company that was full of chaos and growth and hiring and systems and processes to a point where this year is like, we're like, okay, did we finally like get this thing where we needed to be an actual business where I can maybe work 50 hours a week instead of 70. And so it's gonna be a really good year. I can feel it, and we put a ton of work into last year and it all paid off. And so none of that would have been possible, not just because of the Anvil crew, but because of you guys. You know, you trust what we do, you support what we do, you're willing to watch Anvil 2 videos, our main channel, check out our leather goods. It's none of this would be possible without you guys. So just a quick way to say thank you guys before we get into the unboxing. So first of all, check out this jacket. A gal named Lizzie gave this to me for Christmas. So shout out Lizzie, coolest freaking coat ever. Pendleton, if you're looking for a really cool kind of westerny Pendleton coat, I've got 2 of these. I got one in red and now this one in black. So let's do it. First collaboration of the year. The first full promotion collaboration of the year. And it's a wild one. We're starting off with a bang. And you probably already have some semblance of an idea of what this is, but I think we'll probably hide it a little bit in the thumbnail because we got two boots in here. And so the thumbnail will probably feature the one that's not as crazy. So let's get to it. What knife? NAF's Lander, what is this one? Lander 5? It's their like really affordable one. It's like $30 and it's a really high quality knife. And it's tiny, which is good for me because I like tiny knives, and I like affordable knives because I lose them all the time. We're also not doing nearly as many full collaborations this year because we already launched so many cool projects and so many unique versions of boots and shoes with all these cool brands. But it's to a point where I'm like, how much more can we push this thing? Like, how many more unique ideas are there? Yeah, we're basically just gonna be doing one big collaboration a month, and then a bunch of restocks. And then we've got some crazy good products coming out that we've been designing for like 2 years, and they're gonna be sick. Because the cool thing about what we're doing is, you know, we're bringing transparency to the industry. We're showing you guys what you're really spending your hard-earned money on, but we also have arguably the most unique perspective in the entire footwear industry because we've cut apart hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of footwear. We've cut apart probably 600 or 700 pairs of shoes, the top boots in the world, the top sneakers in the world, the top athletic footwear in the world. And so we have this unique perspective on the industries that we can see like, ooh, why has nobody done this? Like, maybe we should do that. Or maybe it should be a collaboration. Or maybe, what if someone took this and combined it with this? Because we can see the boot world, we can see the sneaker world. Why don't we just make something that does both? You know, like, and I think we've got some cool products coming out that are not collaborations, they're not boots, but they're products that will make all of your collaboration boots and all the products that you own significantly better. And I can't tease them because people are really good at trying to beat us to the punch on a lot of these projects because, you know, we're still a small company. Like I was saying, I feel like we just barely got somewhat established as an actual company because I don't have any investors. There's no board of investors. There's no one that I owe money to. And so now we're at the point where like I feel like we're actually a business now and it runs like a business, but we're still tiny compared to like every other boot brand we work with, every shoe brand, every like sponsor we work with. We're still tiny. And so a lot of these companies that I would love to be able to say like, oh, this is every product that's coming out in 2026. But brands are bigger than us, they have more money than us, and they're faster than us, and they'll jump ahead of us because it's happened a few times. And it's also happened a few times that brands try to immediately knock off what we're doing. So, a long way of saying, this year's gonna be nuts, but I can't tell you everything because we gotta be safe. So first, what is this? The Tactical Tanker HD, 8-inch Coyote Brown 9D. And you might remember that Nix has a tanker boot. We've never covered a tanker boot. And so we're gonna cover them in the main channel when we cut these in half and tell the whole story and what they're about, because I don't know. I know they're made for tanks. I know that like the appeal of a tanker boot is it has the strap instead of laces so it doesn't get stuck in machinery. It's easier to lace up and faster, and the laces aren't gonna get stuck in the, you military guys will know better than me, you know, like in a tank where the shell comes out, the casing comes out, and it's a whole moving mechanisms. It just takes one little hook to hook those laces and it pulls your whole leg and it breaks your leg. That's my understanding of it, but I haven't done any prep work for it. So let's look up first, before we unbox this, what the original tanker looks like. Because this is the Tanker HD. This is brand, I think this is the release of this. I think, let's find out. So they have, let me just search tanker, because this is the Tanker Pro, and I think that's different than the regular tanker. They've got the Tanker Pros, which are basically like a Builder Pro is my guess, and then they've got the Tactical Tanker Pro, which is a tactical version. And so what is the HD? I already know somewhat of that answer, but what fun would it be if you guys weren't along for the ride? So let's see what their other HD products are. So let's look at the Builder Pro HD. So this was like the evolution of their logging boot to make it more ergonomic, better fit for around your ankle, and less bite, because you can see right here they got that cutout. They got that extended counter and the bigger eyelet at the top. And I think that was the majority of the difference. Oh, it says right here, I should have just looked. Extended asymmetrical heel counter, instep relief cut. Oh, it's got the padded tongue too, I forgot about that. Larger eyelet. So in theory, the Tanker Pro HD should be the tactical version with some of these HD features. And this might be the first time you've ever seen it, because I'm pretty sure that Nix is launching the HD Tanker Pro with this launch. So this will probably be the first time you ever see the new Tanker Pro. Enough rambling, let's get to it. Let's check out the new Tanker Pro HD, Tactical Tanker Pro HD in Coyote. I've never owned a tanker. I've never worn a tanker. I've never even put a tanker. I've never even seen a tanker in I don't think I've even seen one in real life. So here we go. Whoa, dang! Look at that. Oh my gosh. That is a gnarly looking boot. Whoa. That is crazy. So, what is the HD parts then? So you can see we got that cut right there that they call their instep relief cut. So that allows this boot to flex a little more naturally without binding up on top of your foot. You can see it even has the padded gusset is what they call it. So instead of just having a gusseted tongue, they add a layer of leather in there. I think the idea is that you don't need a kiltie, and that works for like regular lace boots, right? But you can't really put a kiltie in a tanker boot, because where would you tie it in? Usually you tie it in right here with the lace. So this is actually a really cool innovation that works really, really well with the tanker boot, because that's the only way you could add an extra layer at your tongue because there's nowhere to tie in the kiltie. Cool. Okay, what else? And obviously it doesn't have that logger eyelet up there because it doesn't have laces. It's an asymmetrical heel counter, so it doesn't have that, but I'm guessing because it's the tactical version. Because the tactical version obviously has this more squared off heel counter, whereas the HDs have that big, long, sweeping, like rounded counter. So that makes sense. Okay, now before I go through the functionality, I'll show you the functionality on the other boot, like the official collaboration boot. Okay, then before, I want to give you a little teaser, because you probably already know that this video has alien core in it. So these are not the official final products. These are still the prototypes, but I'm like, I gotta show you guys what's releasing with the tankers. Because we made a blood core last year, and that stuff sells like crazy. Every single brand out there's like, how do I get that leather? Let's collaborate on that with that leather. Let's do this, let's do that. And so we, we're pretty selective of how we roll it out and who we do it with, because it's a cool project, and I don't just want to like pour it out to everything. And so the next evolution of the blood core was like, do we do yellow? Do we do orange? Do we do like pink? Like, what do we do? And I was like, we gotta go alien core. I was raised in the 90s, and so I watched nothing but the Alien franchise, the Thing movie, the Predator franchise. What else? What other aliens bleed green? All the Ridley Scott movies, all that like 90s future tech. Because if you remember, like the 90s it wasn't the electronic era that we're in now, where everything's like smartphones and electronics. It was very analog. And so the sci-fi of the time was futuristic analog technology. And so that's why you had like the old school alarm clock style font on everything, and everything was like, Matrix, like neon green and black. And like that, the 90s to me, that's that colorway. Is like bright neon green and black, the Matrix, the Alien franchise. It's just like, to me, that's my childhood. And so the next version of blood core, it's like, okay, what bleeds orange? What bleeds trimmers? Trimmers bleed orange. That's another, I'm trying to swear less in videos. That's another really good 90s movie. But, not many people can get alien, okay, whatever. What about purple core? Barney? You could murder Barney. Probably it's either green or purple for sure. But I was like, green. Forest green? No, it's gotta be lime green. It's gotta be the Thing blood green. It's gotta be alien blood green. And so we probably did 5 or 6 samples of alien blood core until we got it absolutely perfect. And it's the right amount of like yellow and green. It's not super foresty green, but it's not too yellow. It's the perfect alien blood core. So these are the samples. This is not the official blood core, but I wanted to show you what's coming out. Look at the blood core micro adjust belt. That is so sick. Still got the micro adjust on the back. Because the one problem with belts, and you probably heard me talk about this, is one hole too tight, one hole too loose. I wish I had one right in the middle. That's exactly what the micro adjust does. Because when you move these 2 Chicago screws, it lengthens or shortens your belt 1/2 of an inch, which is exactly that, bridges that gap between the 2 holes. So it's the only way that I've seen somebody be able to make an adjustment at that fine level on a traditionally made like heritage heavy duty leather belt. And I think that's why these things pop off and why they sell so much, but especially in alien core. So imagine this, but even more like lime green alien blood color. And wait till you see the promos for this launch. Cass has got a cool concept that you guys are gonna die over. Okay, so these belts, these will be available when we launch the blood core. So the blood core launches on the 29th, alien blood core launches on the 29th. You're also gonna see a bunch of the wallets come through in alien blood core. All of the boot accessories with the kilties. And we also just released the wide width kilties, because I've got dainty little lady legs. And all you beefy bros are like, who designed these kilties? Like, whose legs do these fit? I'm like, mine, lady legs over here. And you guys have big old huge calves. We made new kilties that really fan out. So those will be dropping in alien core as well. Little Swayze wallet, my personal wallet I carry every day. I love the Swayze wallet. And we'll even have our classic panels. If anyone wants to make their own leather goods, we got our little mouse pad style panels all the way up to like the bigger panels, and obviously the Claude. It's gonna be cool. And so limited supplies on all this stuff, and we'll still be ordering alien blood core like we do with regular blood core, but we only order in batches. So if you want some really cool alien blood core products, be ready. Get on the limited edition email list below, because we're not just launching the tankers, we're also launching all the alien core products. I'm so excited. I've been geeking out all over the break about it. I'm like, I want to see those tankers. I even texted Shyler, the CEO of Nix. I was like, just ship it to my home address. Like, if you guys get it done before back from break, just ship it to me. Because I was like, I want to see those boots. Okay, enough hyping it up. Let's check them out. I have not seen these. Sometimes in the unboxings, I get a little peek of them when I'm walking past, and I'm like, dang it, I didn't want to see that. But these, I did really good at avoiding seeing even a slight side eye of them. Okay, first big collaboration of the year. And the thing is, with Alien Core, I was like, what do we do? You know, like, do we launch, you know, do we relaunch an indie boot in one of the alien cores? That would be really cool. Do we do the drifter with whites? You know, it doesn't really, maybe you could spin it in the way it's like Space Cowboy, you know, like maybe that would work really well. If we're doing like alien slaying boots, if we're trying to make a boot that fits in the Alien franchise, the Predator franchise, the Thing, this like retro futuristic style of the 90s, lime green, it has to be something that you would murder an alien in. And when you're on a galactic battleship, what are you gonna be wearing? You're gonna be wearing probably some tankers because you're on a spaceship. You don't wanna deal with laces. You want it to be easy on, easy off. You want the support. You want the ability to repair really easily. You don't wanna deal with little eyelets that are gonna pop off and you're 10 light years away from Earth. You need a military boot. And not just any military boot, you need the tanker. And so as soon as, because me and Shyler and the guys at Nick's, we were going back and forth, what do we do? I can't think of anything cool. How do we do this? What do we launch next year? And I was like, what do we launch with like Alien Blood Core? Like, what can we do? And all of us are like, the tankers. The tankers are perfect. So let's check them out. Tactical Tankers HD 8-inch Alien Core in my size. Let's hope they put it on the Thermin last. I was like, please just make my bear on the Thermin last. So let's hope it got done. Oh my gosh. These are so ridiculous. Oh, they didn't put it on the Thermin last, Nix. Come on. Damn it. I just want to wear one of my collaborations for once in my life. Ugh. That's okay, it's still cool. They'll make me a pair, I'm sure. I just really wanted to wear these to show you guys how they wear in. I still can, but less incentivized. Look at these. That is so cool. I'm glad they did the blacked out buckles too. I didn't know if they'd be able to do that. So look, you can even see like the pinch point works really well right there. Look at the green popping out. And it has so the straps are alien core. The little tongue protectors, alien core. Ooh, that's a good looking boot. Okay, so how does it actually work? Because I actually don't know. So let's see if we can figure it out together. So you've got two straps, right? So you've got a strap here that goes over the instep that does not connect to these straps. And then you've got this strap that wraps through here, comes around the back of the boot, goes through this little keeper right there, over across the front, and ties in right there with the buckle. So I'm guessing the way you do this, you tanker boot guys will correct me if I'm wrong. First of all, just look at I keep getting distracted by the blood core. Or the alien core. Look at even on the side. Oh my gosh, that's so cool. So anyway, what I was trying to say was, I think the way that you do this is you don't undo this bottom strap every time you put your boots on and off, because this is more just like a permanent adjustment to keep that instep sealed into the boot, because that's the problem with pull-on boots is there's nothing to cinch that down. And so that strap's solely to cinch your instep down. I'm sure you could adjust it here and there, like if you're going on a hike and you need a little more support, you'd cinch it down. If you're just like driving a space freighter for a couple light years and you don't need the support, you can loosen it up and let your instep breathe a little bit. And so once you have that dialed in, then when you put it on and off, all you do is undo this buckle, I'm assuming, and then that just loosens it up enough, I think. Maybe you have to kind of pull it through a little bit to loosen it up. And you slip in there. And then when you get done, just cinch it back down. So I'm really curious if it's faster than laces. So maybe we'll do like a speed test, laces versus tanker boot. What's faster? Is it actually easier? We chose right. This is the right collaboration to launch the alien core on. Okay, let's try them on. What am I wearing? My blunnies. Okay, so these are 9.5, right? And I believe that's the H and I don't know what that last is. I'm gonna be honest, I have no idea. It could be 55, could be the H&W. I don't know. Let's see how easy these are to actually put on. I'm assuming you fold the tongue back like that, and then if I pull from here, it doesn't want to cinch down if I only pull there, so I think you have to kind of, but also I don't think they're made to be tight. I don't think you tighten them. I think you just want them like enough that your heel's not slipping all over the place. Because like I said, I haven't done the research for this. I only know so much about tanker boots. So this is also me just kind of learning along with you guys, and also you guys that know a lot more about tanker boots, just correct me in the comments so that I can know not to embarrass myself on the main video. And the thing is, like, they're not that crazy because you just get that little pop of green, and then for the most part, it's just a blacked out boot, and you just get that little pop of color. And so you can, like me and Cass were just talking about it, it's like you could wear these in a way that's like really like almost costumey, where you're kind of like futuristic, like space freighter clothes, where you can still pull it off, it looks normal enough, but you've clearly got like a theme going on, all the way to just like working in these, because it's such a hardy, like Latigo based leather. And the whole concept of this alien core leather and just the blood core leather across the board is show the scars. Like, don't be afraid of beating up your boots. Don't be afraid to show that you took a big old chunk out of the grain because you were on your motorcycle and you leaned a little bit too much and you scrubbed the ground, or you were in the garage and you kicked something and it took a little chunk out of it. Like, the whole point with this is to emphasize that this used to be a living animal and it bleeds like a living animal or a living alien. So I think that's it. I think you just kind of set this bottom strap to what you're looking for the time. You know, if you want it loose, keep it loose. And then for this, I think you really don't have to tighten it down that much. I think for the most part, you should be able to just kind of slip it on and off, right? And then keep in mind, these aren't broken in yet. And then you just take this, give it a little tug, give that. So, Alien Core drops January 29th with all of our products that we make in Blood Core, now in Alien Core, and the Tanker Pro, what is it? Tactical Tanker Pro HD, now in Alien Core. I was originally gonna cut the Coyote pair, but now I don't necessarily need to hang on to these. So let me know, do you want me to cut the Coyote pair, where it's gonna be like a more long, evergreen piece of content, because like these actually can be bought by the military. Like, this is official Coyote leather. So if you're in the military, you can actually buy these. So would you guys rather see a video focused on that, or would you rather see a video focused on the Alien Core? Let me know. And limited quantities on these, limited quantities on our products that we're releasing, because we order the leather in batches and it takes a few months to get the next batch. So if you want a belt, make sure you get your belts. If you want your wallets, your kilties, your other panels, the boots, be sure you're on that limited edition email list, because that's how you're gonna get early access, not just to the boots, but the entire range of the new Alien Core products. And I have a feeling they're gonna go. I don't think they're gonna last very long, because that same leather we're putting in the boots is the same leather we're using for our products. And so it's limited supplies, and I'm excited to dig into the research of the tanker. And if you guys have any insights, if there's anything you're like, oh, check this out, like this is a really cool story, or like this is a website that has a whole history of it, feel free to put in the comments, because I really want to make sure we hit this tanker story the right way and really tell not just the historical side of it, but also like the utility side, that you can still use a tanker boot today, and not just for style, for costume, for fun, but actually utility-based military wear. So thank you guys. Shout out to Nix for doing this little launch with us. And thank you guys for all your support last year and this year. This year's gonna be cool. Like I said in the beginning, this will probably be the coolest year that we've ever had with Rose Anvil. We're gonna be doing some really cool products. Now that the business is really stable, I'm able to refocus on the YouTube channel a lot more and really start evolving the YouTube channel, because you have to evolve on YouTube, otherwise you die. So thank you guys for all your support. Make sure you're on that limited edition email list so you get early access to the drop of all this Alien Core gear. And thank you guys. See ya.